everyone. If you're watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR army, an army that is building itself up one subscriber at a time. And as you can see from the title and thumbnail of today's video, today we're going to be talking about a piece of evidence allegedly supporting Big Bang cosmology's truthfulness that turned out to be a hoax. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Evidence supporting the Big Bang that turned out to be a hoax. Now you may be wondering to yourself, how can that be? That doesn't even seem possible. Big Bang cosmology is just so widely accepted. There's no way evidence supporting Big Bang cosmology could turn out to be a hoax. Well, in my previous video, which you can see right here on the screen, which is called Should Christians Defend Big Bang Evolution Model, I discussed how Big Bang evolution theory's order of creation events contradicts the Bible's order of creation events. And if you are familiar with creationist circles and creationist literature, then you know, as well as I do, that there have been many hoaxes supporting evolution in the past. I'm going to give you just two examples of previous evidences of evolution that turned out to be hoaxes, and I'm going to be providing this evidence from this awesome book called The Vanishing Proofs of Evolution by Thomas Hines. This is a fantastic book if you are a young earth creationist and you're looking for literature about the falsehood of evolutionary theory. And it is on page 15 of The Vanishing Proofs of Evolution, where we read the following. Before the mob's left hook thundered, other exceptionally powerful evidences for evolution had come smashing into the jaw of creationism. For 40 years, Pit-Down Man skillfully beat up creationists until 1953, when it was discovered that this famous ape man was a deliberate hoax. A recent ape's jaw had been tinted and paired to an older human skull. After Piltdown had been beating up creationists for 40 years, someone noticed that his teeth still showed the marks of a file that had been used to make the lower teeth fit better with the uppers. Embarrassed evolutionists abandoned the Piltdown hoax. A series of horse fossils then became the most powerful proof of evolution. These fossils were claimed to show the stages through which an animal with 3 and 4 toes passed as its foot became more and more simple, not more complex, gradually evolving into a modern horse with 1 toe on each foot. This left hook to creationism gradually lost its punch as more and more fossils were discovered. These creatures had not lived one after another in a neat evolutionary progression after all. They had galloped through the forest together. So, as you can see, in the past, there were so-called evidences for evolution that were considered to be irrefutable proof, and they used this irrefutable proof to just slam hard on creationists and Christians who refused to accept evolutionary theory, only to discover later on that these irrefutable proofs, quote-unquote, were total hoaxes. Now, do we have something like that for Big Bang cosmology? Do we have a piece of evidence that allegedly proves that Big Bang cosmology is true that turned out to be a hoax? And when was this evidence presented/discovered? Well, we are going to turn our attention to this 2014 article from CBS News Baltimore that was put out on March 18th, 2014. The article is titled, New Scientific Discovery Backs Up Big Bang Theory. And this is what the article says. Prepare to think small, to imagine something very big. In this case, it's the spark of the Big Bang itself. Alex Demetric reports a new discovery backs up the theory of how our universe began. Long before telescopes like the Hubble brought the faraway close up, people have been asking a very old question. Anyone who's ever gone out and looked into the night sky has had to wonder at some point, where did this come from and how did it happen, says Bill Harwood, CBS space consultant. Now a radio telescope at the end of the Earth may have detected the beginning of us, looking up from the South Pole past all the galaxies of the universe into a cloud of microwave radiation. It formed 13.8 billion years ago like smoke from exploded gunpowder. Inside that microwave cloud, scientists have for the first time found gravitational waves like shock waves, confirming there was a Big Bang. They're sometimes called the first tremors of the Big Bang, and they do arise at what's believed to be the first instance of the expansion of the universe, said Dr. John Kovac, Harvard University. An expansion that began from something infinitesimally small that's been ballooning out ever since. It's the first evidence of the very start of time and space as we know it. And we're talking about things that happened in the first trillionth of a trillionth of a trillionth of a second. I mean, it's mind-boggling to think how close to the beginning scientists are now getting, Harwood said. And this new scientific discovery was considered such a monumental news story, such a monumental event, that they actually went to the Stanford professor, Andre Lind, and they told him about this discovery, and they celebrated this discovery. On the same day that CBS News Baltimore article came out, Stanford University posted a video to their channel titled Stanford Professor Andre Lind Celebrates Physics Breakthrough, a video that has over 3 million views at the time of this recording. And since the video is only 2.5 minutes long, I'm just going to let the whole thing run through so that you can get the full effect. Let's make this happen.
Stanford University.
Today I'm going to deliver a news to Professor Andre Lind, who is the founding father of inflation. So inflation is the theory about the bang of Big Bang. It explains why we have all this stuff in the universe. So today I'm going to tell him our experiment, Bicep 2, based at South Pole, has found the smoking gun evidence of inflation. He has no idea that I'm coming.
Wow.
So I have a surprise for you.
Wow.
It's 5 sigma at 0.2.
Discovery.
Yes.
What? Just a second. Can you repeat it?
5 sigma, as clear as day, are of 0.2.
Can you repeat it again?
Are 0.2 plus minus
0.2. We don't expect anybody, Renato. It's probably some kind of delivery. Did you order anything? Yeah, I ordered it 30 years ago. Finally, it arrived.
Cheers, cheers. Congratulations.
Oh my God, I'm going to break something. We are talking right now about the billions of a billions of a billions of a millions of a seconds after the Big Bang. So we see the phase of the Big Bang. It is an image of these gravitational waves, which are purely quantum gravity feature of what was produced in the Big Bang. So this is a remaining part of the story.
It's really hard.
They all there. They all three
there.
different experiments.
Yes.
If this is true, this is a moment of understanding of nature of such a magnitude that it just overwhelms. And let's see. Let's just hope that it's not a trick. I always live with this feeling, what if I'm tricked? What if I believe into this just because it is beautiful? What if, yes. So this is really helpful to have events like that. It's really, really helpful. Thank you so much for doing it for us.
So, as we saw in that video, just the pure celebration because they really thought they found irrefutable evidence of Big Bang cosmology. And evolutionists, no doubt, and atheists, no doubt, thought they had found something irrefutable to shove into the face of creationists like myself to let us know that, hey, Big Bang cosmology is true. Here's irrefutable evidence of it. Accept it or be a laughingstock forever. Now, notice how towards the end, Andre Lin says that he hopes that this is not a trick, that he hopes that he doesn't just believe in this because he finds it to be beautiful, i.e., he really wants to believe in it. And so, therefore, he's hoping that it's true. He's hoping that this discovery is not a trick. Well, sorry, Andre, but it is a trick. It's not true at all. Mere 6 months later, after that first article we looked at and after this video came out, a mere 6 months later, we get this Time magazine article titled, "Big Bang Proof Might Just Be Space Dust, Study Finds." Let's actually read it, though, before we continue laughing. A major discovery touted as proof of the explosive origins of our universe may simply be interference from space dust, new research suggests. This past spring, a research team called BICEP reported that by using a powerful telescope, the background imaging of cosmic extragalactic polarization 2, BICEP 2, they could observe ripples in the sky that they believe to be gravitational waves from the cosmic event that we have come to know as the Big Bang. If true, but a new paper published Monday in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics suggests that there was probably a lot of space dust interference in the original findings, and it's unlikely that the BICEP researchers had a clear enough picture to confirm they indeed saw waves from the origins of the universe. We show that even in the faintest dust-emitting regions, there are no clean windows in the sky, reads the study. The researchers, who used data from the European Space Agency's Planck satellite, determined that the dust could have produced the ripples the scientists saw, but added they could not be certain how much the dust did interfere. The critique was not unexpected. As Time reported in May, the research group, which is led by John Kovac of the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, had already received feedback from other scientists who speculated the signals were just dust. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. In 2014, we presented something that was supposed to be irrefutable proof of Big Bang cosmology and inflation theory, and that proof turned out to not be true. They thought they saw gravitational waves out there in our universe, which would be crystal clear evidence of Big Bang cosmology, but instead it was just space dust. Now, does this discovery turning out to be a hoax surprise a young Earth creationist like myself? Absolutely not. It does not surprise me at all, because as we discussed earlier, we've had so many evidences of evolution that were supposed to be irrefutable that turned out to be hoaxes. And as we talked about in my previous video, Big Bang theory and evolution theory really go hand in hand. They're ultimately part of the same naturalistic explanation of origins narrative. And so the fact that we have so-called irrefutable evidence of the Big Bang turn out to be a hoax is not really surprising, because we've had the same thing happen with evolutionary theory over the last 100 years. What makes this particular story different is that they figured out it was a hoax in just 6 months instead of 40 years. So this discovery didn't really have a chance to have maximum impact on affecting the faith of a Christian and a creationist before it was exposed as a hoax. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A smoking gun evidence of Big Bang cosmology / theory that turned out to be a hoax. Just another thing in the trash bin of so-called evidences for Big Bang theory and evolutionary theory. The moral of the story, before we get out of here, is that if you're a Christian or a creationist and someone presents to you something that is supposed to be irrefutable evidence of Big Bang cosmology being true, and therefore, by extension, is irrefutable evidence that creationism and the Bible is false, just remember this video and this particular hoax regarding evidence for Big Bang cosmology. Remember it, and be skeptical of whatever evidence your friend presents that is supposed to be irrefutable evidence of Big Bang cosmology.